All right, happy Saturday, everybody. We are live again for another live unboxing and shenanigans. We have a great panel as always. Today I decided to do two unboxings instead of one. Both pieces are very small, but I'm gonna make it linger like always. but hopefully,
Linger.
I know for a fact that these I won't sweat.
You have to.
I think I won't be sweating. But we got our good friend Marcos in the house, Hack Snyder appreciator up here. So thank you. Thanks for joining. We got the Legend Lane in the house. Thank you as always.
It doesn't really hit you, and then you can read it until you hear someone just say it out loud, and you're just like, Marcos, you are just a special something.
Yes, he is. And we have the great, the everyday collector. John's in the house from Canada. Thank you, John, for tuning in. He's got that awesome Aquaman piece. I was mentioning it backstage. That thing looks freaking massive. What's the diameter on that? Like, how much space did that actually take?
It's on a table. It's its own separate table. I want to say it was like 26 inch. I gotta remeasure it, but yeah, 26 inches, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Boy, you take it into just like if you could to give you guys an idea that somehow, that's one thing maybe I'll ask you guys about later. That's like, isn't that like 10 or 14 inches smaller width-wise or than the freaking the Optimus Prime with all the weapons set up? Isn't that like 40 some odd inches?
Oh,
Yeah.
weapons depot.
Yeah, that huge ass thing. Just to put, if that thing is taking up to how wide that thing was.
Yeah, it's a big one. But glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. Glad I was able to make it home on time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Like I said, I appreciate you guys coming here. I appreciate everybody in the chat right now. We got Mr. Kennedy, Juan, Ledge Limited Collectors, Swan.
Time, dude.
Hey, Jimmy.
Let's see, God Likes in the house, Jimmy's in the house. Thank you, E-Man. We got our A+ collectible here, Aiden in the house. And there's just people coming in. Yeah, beautiful. Aiden was right. Beautiful collection, John. It's epic. You're just missing a custom dark side back there, but hopefully might show up.
Sneak its way in.
But yeah, so thank you. You guys out there, everybody coming in the chat. If you're watching, not in the chat, join the chat. You got any questions? Let's just have a good time.
Hey, Mr. Allen.
Mr. Allen Keeper's in the house. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Unfortunately, no, actually, I do have a female statue here for Mr. Kiefer, so there's a certain spot he always wants me to zoom in. I got to make sure I bring that zoom in for Mr. Allen Keeper because it makes his Saturday night. So thank you again for tuning in, guys. Really do appreciate it. I think I'm going to start with Hawkeye first. The box is a lot smaller. There's not too many pieces, and I want to put them back there. I made some space on my display next to Thor back there. So I kind of moved things around a little bit. I'm not sure what to do with Aphrodite because she's in front of Angelus, and Angelus is a great piece to see. So I got to finish with some stuff here. But once we do him, we'll pop it, and then we'll get to Shogun Batgirl for Mr. Marcos.
Angelus would be too tall, I'm guessing, with her wings to actually go up.
Yeah. I was going to set her up higher, but I can't. The wings are about maybe 4 inches from the top. So I'm like, well, I can't really, unless I make another pedestal, because they're on pedestals here and there. So maybe I could just put Aphrodite in the back and lift her up, but then the wings will still get in her way, so you won't be able to see her either. So I just got to figure something out a little bit different. But let me get going.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, sir.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, but it's not true. Let me see here. All right, got my knife here. I'll start opening this box up, you guys. Let's get the shenanigans going. Marcos, what's up with that nickname, man? You keep changing your nickname, and you know, for someone that really hates Snyder, you really like to put his name under your picture.
Oh my God, is my picture back? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can see you.
We can hear you.
Oh, and also, before I do, big shout out to let me find it. Anthony Forbes for hooking this up. He saw the post for this Hawkeye, and he shot me a notification. So big shout out to him if he's watching.
Awesome guy.
That later. Awesome. Really awesome person. Great collection too. He's got an awesome collection. So thanks to him. Really appreciate that for the lookout. We lost Mr. Zack Snyder. I think he's going to come back here soon. It's a funny thing. Last week my internet was crap, and then this week he's coming in and out.
Yeah, well, you start hating on the Snyderverse too much, and then the Snyder guys are going to come out.
Oh, mine should. Then I guess mine's going to go out next.
Well, he's in Texas, so I think you're going to be okay.
Oh, I thought it was a sniper.
I'm in Texas and I'm not having any problems.
Yeah, but you might be in the good part of Texas.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I got Spectrum and they suck.
Well, I don't know about that.
But
But yeah, super excited. And you know, the funny thing about this is that I was talking about this piece last week, and I wanted to get this piece to go with my Avenger line, and it literally just popped up on that Monday, which was kind of odd. Like it was waiting for me. So here's just pretty much what you're gonna see in the unboxing.
okay, so not a ton of pieces. That's nice though.
No, not a ton of pieces. And then obviously this is when they were doing the art prints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did he come out originally? Do you remember?
Man, I don't remember.
I mean, I wasn't expecting 100%.
I mean, it's one of the I think one of the original ones, wasn't it? At the time, it was before the Shugo, so I think it was before 2020. So I think Shugo came out in 2020.
Yeah. So did you guys see? I'm guessing maybe John yesterday you may have talked about it a little bit for the Legendary Beast Joker. They're adding an extra head sculpt for free.
Yeah, they're adding the Jim Lee.
Yeah,
the Jim Lee portrait. Yeah,
that's cool. So that's 2 extra head sculpts now that they're adding to it.
that piece just has the amount of head sculpts that comes with is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, where I can say, gee, you're making the Harley Who Laughs look like she was underrepresented for head sculpts. You got man.
It's a good looking Joker though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it necessary to have all them head sculpts?
Is it necessary?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they have bust stand, I would have liked if they had maybe 3 less portraits and give us bust stands, because then to keep them in the box, I don't like doing that.
Right. Well, it's like, okay, so I got that custom Wolverine I unboxed, right, and it's got like 30 portraits. I'm only using one.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it really needed, all those portraits? I mean, they're cool, but not everybody.
I think he's smart. I think he's kind of smart by doing like the whole all-in-one kind of concept Joker, where you get representation of
and different switch out arms with different
exactly
and Harley as well.
Precisely.
So, just however you want. That's what made the Ultimate so nice, because Harley is like her own arm. She connects in and everything. Like she's like, if you don't want to display her with him at maybe just a given point, I can't imagine why not. You wouldn't really want to if you bought that, obviously, but you might want to just have Joker out wielding both like weapons or, you know, kind of different pose or something like that. So
she ties everything together.
Yeah, for sure. That means for the value and having 2 1/3 pieces, I think it's great. Right? It's like you're literally getting 2 1/3 pieces for the price, and if he's going to add an extra portrait, I mean, it's great.
Well, he's adding actually 2 extra portraits, you know?
Yeah, so you are getting your bang for your buck for what you're getting with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like some headstands, like John said earlier. You know, headstands are pretty cool.
Well, I mean, and I'm facing a thing because, you know, I'm getting the version of Harley Who Laughs, I didn't get the bonus because I hated the head sculpt for the bonus, so I had no interest in it. But she still comes with 5, and there are literally like 3 of them I like. So even though they're all going to have stands, anyway, I'm going to show it up here so we can focus on Will and the base there for a second.
Let's see if I can.
What are we doing here? I'm about to do that.
I think this was 2014, no?
Wow, it's that old. Jeez.
And I'm trying to find it.
Let me turn on this other light I got here real quick. Just gotta let me know if it's.
I just love this character. I love all bow and arrow characters. So Hawkeye, when I was younger, was definitely one of them for me. Isn't XM was doing just every character, you know, like side characters, you know, characters that never been made. They're doing a good job too.
Now we just have to go, hey, is XM gonna get out one statue in the last year and a half?
Hey, they've had some movement. They've had some movement.
I'll believe it when I see it. You already know, Marcos. I'm not giving them any kind of slack at all.
What Will's doing is pretty smart though, buying all the old ones. You know, that were good ones.
Yeah. Oh, I think
they're already out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And you don't have to necessarily deal with obviously some of the stuff we talked backstage, and you can still find some good pieces.
Yeah.
You know, now if you're trying to get magic or you're trying to get the dark, well then, then you're kind of SOL if you're not trying to spend a lot of money.
well, I mean, I've seen someone posting Magic and Dark Phoenix for a little bit cheaper lately. So not sure if people are just not wanting to, purchase it for 2,500, but I think I've seen it for 15. It's just kind of floating around there, so I'm not. Don't quote me on that. If you guys are interested in that piece, I'm pretty sure I can find it. But
she's
I wouldn't.
She's an X-Men character, right?
Yeah, she's a current X-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in people's collections in 2014. So
Damn.
We're going back.
Yeah.
Going back in time right here, Will. This is when you had hair, probably, huh? 2014.
Wow.
Possibly. You might be actually right. I think
I like
did
that
have
look though, man. It's all
He's
good.
like, bro, that's when I had my like blonde locks and stuff and had my Owen Wilson haircut.
What's
Owen
up,
Wilson. I never had my haircut. I wish I did.
Yeah, just big, looks like
Jim
looks like you had a mop on your head.
What was that, Marcos?
No, I was just saying. People in the chat. Battlecat was in the chat. Slifer, the Vibranium Jim said he loved this Hawkeye piece. Having mine repainted. And Aiden says soon Dark Phoenix will go down. Value will go down. Okay.
As of May, secondary market's going to go up.
Okay.
Come on.
It is going to go down too.
Hey, wait.
We gotta-
talk about it later.
Well, it is going down. I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to get to retail. Like whoever bought it at retail, I don't think you'll ever find it at retail price.
Which
Not for
piece?
Red or any of those, but the price will go down. I do believe that.
Get somebody out of the chat. This dude said 2014 last year LBJ could play defense. My gosh, dude! Like
I thought he was saying FBJ.
we're 10 minutes in the show. What's going on here? Let's talk statues, all right? Not the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Oh, LeBron James. See, I thought he missed time with saying FBJ. I thought he was talking about Freddie for a second. Like with
that's also the GOAT.
Football.
Freddie Bell Jr. is the
yeah. I mean, FBJ is great, but I would like to see Freddie try and play defense on LeBron for 5 seconds and see what would happen.
He'd probably win.
Well, no, LeBron would just flop on the ground and he'd get called for a technical foul.
What's up?
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to be nice, Marcos. That's going to be my only LeBron joke. Or anything
Paint App and Sculpt look good.
Great, man.
Yeah.
Great. I love this. Is like my Hawkeye outfit too, like the classic. You know, love it, man.
I wish we could see him looking like this again.
Yeah, that won't ever happen.
I know. Now they're gonna. It's because of the MCU. He's always gonna have weird armor or bullshit.
Shoot, but like, really, they did make Wolverine bright yellow and blue, so it can happen. You never can say never.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Renner did get run over by like a fucking snowplow.
I think supposedly they maybe
over a little bit. Glad he survived. My God, what a warrior, bro! Like to survive that shit. I think his stunt days are definitely over.
It was a bad accident. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was bad,
supposedly there might be a Hawkeye season 2.
Yeah. He's in that payday. Good for him, man. He's a great actor. He's been like screwed, I feel like, in movie. Like he's always been like almost a leading man, always almost a leading man, just never got it. Damn.
I liked him in SWAT.
A SWAT, yeah. He was great. He was great.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Fun movie. I love it.
With Colin Farrell. Yeah.
Now look at Colin Farrell too. That whole cast, honestly, even LL Cool J was in that.
That was a solid movie.
Solid cast. Sammy was in it.
Yeah, because it's had I think it had a sequel at some point, but like different players in it. But also
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Sammy.
Well,
I forgot Jeremy Renner was the villain, man. Damn, I forgot. It's a fun movie.
Although for like good cast actor, I still think John Pollock was the best. And I think it was Expendables 2, and he would be going, "We after the plutonium."
John Claude Van Damme.
Van Damme.
Yeah. No, just hear him say plutonium.
He's a Frenchman, right? He's a Frenchman.
I think,
Belgium.
I think so. Belgium. Oh,
Belgian? Okay, I think that's a Frenchman.
Muscles from Brussels.
I like that mask.
Look at that, man.
But I mean, Brussels for a long. I mean, Belgium was part of France for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Man, if the MCU ever had a crazy battle, it would be him versus
I like the painting on there between the contrast between the two sides of his mask.
Yeah.
Where one's a little bit dirty, a little bit some light black paints or something on it to show that he's got, as he's taking aim here, had some damage around him.
Yeah, Vibranium just at Mayor Kingstown is great. It's a good one. He was also in what was that movie with Ben Affleck, The Town? That was a good one too.
Yeah. I think it was. I think he was actually A+. I think it was a Bourne spinoff, like
it was
Bourne Legacy.
Yeah, Bourne
Legacy. He was part of that program.
MCU. Slifer said MCU's cooked. Just reboot. I'm with you, basically right there. But we got to see how Fantastic Four plays out. I guess that's what.
Let's hope after some of that discussion from Vanessa Kirby and the guy actor who's playing Johnny Storm.
Yeah, they screwed the pooch in.
Well,
they just don't turn.
Ooh, that's nice.
I love this.
Oh
yeah, this is well done. This one.
Mm-hmm.
The purple, man. It's all about the purple there.
Yeah,
it's a good one. Man, they got to get him fighting Bullseye if they do season 2 of him, like a Hawkeye show.
The guy who plays Bullseye in Daredevil has been. I don't know. I didn't love his Bullseye in like the original Netflix quite as much, but I've actually liked him. I've liked him in this series.
So I haven't watched since episode 4. So is he in it more?
I know he was in the last episode.
Okay.
But he needs to finally get the freaking Bullseye costume.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the problem things is you can't look at some of these guys. They say they're the character, but they got to finally get the costume in some form. I'm not saying it's got to be exactly like, then he looks like a cosplay.
Well, anything's. I love Colin Farrell. Anything's better than that outfit he had in like that 2000.
Oh yeah, where it was just but he needs to have like a thing on and be wearing a mask, have his own mask.
Will, what is that color on his like cuffs? I know there's purple straps. So like, is it like a brownish?
Yeah, it's like a metallic-ish brown. I don't know if it's
nice.
Lead. I don't know if it's supposed to. Let me get in there a little bit more. There you go.
So, Will, the bow for this is it actually like kind of a stringy bow you're gonna have to pull and put into one of the hands, or is it?
I think so, from what I'm looking at. But there's 2 bows. There's 2 bows and 3 extra arrows, just depending on what kind. So looks like there's a compound bow and just like its classic bow. Then there's a peg here for something metal. Not sure what it is.
Maybe it's like female Silver Surfer already a fail. I'm with you on that one too.
Yeah, A+. Colin Farrell was Bullseye in the Ben Affleck 2004 Daredevil movie.
And Ben Affleck's just a curse on any superhero franchise.
Oh my god, amen.
My god, dude.
I thought he's. I didn't mind his Batman so much. Now he's still like, I don't know.
He's worse than Joker, but I get your point. He actually had the build and everything that looked like Batman. But
his look and everything was
but that was the suit. That was a suit. That was.
And he had the physique and everything too. He was a good height. He
was a decent Batman, but he's still behind Keaton. He's still behind, way behind Keaton. He's way behind Bale.
So the only good the only good Batman so far is Pattinson. He's an awful Bruce Wayne.
He's behind Pattinson, and I would probably say maybe be equal to Kilmer. Better than Kilmer.
So you can move the string, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm just wondering because I remember seeing a fighting game statue that was a girl character who was used a bow, and they still had kind of a string thing for her bow because you had to put it into one of her hands.
The bow looks good.
Yeah.
Really good.
So John, you're not a big Zack Snyder DC Universe fan? Thank God.
I like Snyder's Watchmen.
Thank you.
And I like Snyder's 300. But the only thing I like Snyder did when it comes to Batman is one thing. Just one thing and one thing only. I think it was Batman versus Superman. In the opening scene, when Thomas and Martha Wayne are getting killed,
Yeah, that was a good scene.
and they had the gun with the pearls. The way it's shot, that was beautifully done.
Well, no. Also, the opening scene when he's like running toward the building, like Wayne Tower, going down. That was a good scene. And then obviously the warehouse scene was really good, but he did kill about like 4 people in there, so that's not that cool.
When Bruce Wayne falls into the Batcave as a kid, and then he's just rising like he's the. I was like, from the beginning, I'm like,
yeah, you're hooked. I was hooked too, man. He bamboozled me, man.
I can't
3
do
minutes
it.
in, bamboozled the fuck out of all of us. And then where's Martha? You know, who's Martha then?
It's okay. Hey, it is what it is.
Vibranium Jim. Okay, so if we're talking about the sideshow piece versus this one, the sideshow piece is really good too. The Green Arrow one.
Green Arrow, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
I think he might have meant Green Arrow.
I know. I was just throwing that out there. That I wanted to bring it up earlier.
I would probably say in the last probably the last 10 years, I would probably say because I've liked Green Arrow because he's actually been more involved doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Clint Barton kind of got replaced by Kate Bishop.
Yeah, why?
For a while.
Wow, that's surprising.
So in the actual source material, and Clint Barton, I mean, you had like in Justice League Unlimited, the animated series, did a really good rendition where Green Arrow was featured quite a bit, and then hooked up with Black Canary. So he's had a lot more exposure. So there's a little bias
here too. Like,
and you had Arrow, whatever you thought of the series.
The DC heroes are way stronger than the Avengers. There's no doubt. Like in Marvel characters, like they just kind of wash all Marvel characters. So Green Arrow naturally, like when your best players are above, you have to raise your level. So he's raised his level above Hawkeye, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. There we go. Cool. And does this go into the bow or just a prop that you can put in the back?
Well, there's 3 of them, so it really depends on how you want to put. But his finger has a little peg for the back of each arrow. Mm-hmm. So this arrow is kind of bent right here. Not sure, and I don't really want to try to unbend it. So I'm gonna just leave it. So it just slides in through here, then it pegs in back there, just kind of like that.
This is one character I want Ann Adams to tackle in 1/3. Man, I would love a Hawkeye 1/3. I'll get it right away.
That's badass.
No.
Yeah, well, I don't want no Gamerverse.
But the thing is, like the Gamerverse, they have so many outfits, you can do whatever you want. So you just make it like the Daredevil one is like it's just a comic Daredevil. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the Punisher, that one just is off with the base and everything. But the Punisher aspect of it is pretty cool. But yeah, I know what you're saying, like the Gamerverse, yeah. But it's just a 1/3 character. That's all it is in that statue form.
Here's another one of the arrows.
I want Sideshow to get back on their larger scale pieces.
A Ronin statue would be sick. That would be cool, man.
Yeah,
black and gold, black and yellow look.
I don't know. They put out some pretty good stuff recently. I think
Sideshow?
Yes, a nice diverse series of statues up for pre-orders.
Star Wars. They've been killing Star Wars.
Yep.
I don't know why they did that Rogue piece. That was pretty fucking retarded. I'm not gonna lie.
They obviously it didn't hook with a lot of people because
same with MODOK. MODOK, what do you do?
Oh no, MODOK's good. MODOK's nice.
Yeah, but MODOK made sense for where he's at.
Yeah,
that's what he should be at. He's freaking MODOK, man. The last time people saw MODOK was that a monstrosity of CGI pain that was in. We're lucky it just didn't get canceled. Like they said, we didn't get enough pre-orders for this.
Come on, that was the best MODOK we've seen ever.
It's the only one, thank God, dude.
I love MODOK.
The arrow swap outs here are nice.
Mm-hmm. So you know what I was thinking too? That would have been nice with the arrow swap out, and I know it'd be really challenging, but this arrow here that I just showed with the explosive one would have been nice if there was a tiny Ant-Man on top of it.
Yeah,
because that's he does that a lot in comics where he shoots Ant-Man. And I saw an image earlier today when I was finding an image for the thumbnail, and I was like, man, it'd be awesome if we could throw a little tiny Ant-Man right there. It'd be like icing on the cake. So that would have been great. But still cool.
The end game and Infinity War. Hawkeye, bow and arrow, shoot to the butt of Thanos, and then he expands in Thanos. Game over.
That'd make a cool bust.
Yeah. Right inside. Just shoot right inside. And then go ahead.
Doing a half torso bust of Hawkeye with Ant-Man on the shooting the arrow like this with that idea. That's a good idea if they did a bust that way.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Actually, I put this in the wrong spot.
That'd be
There's
big.
some broken debris here. There's a metal piece here, a little tiny small one. So I'm just gonna try to figure out where that goes. And then there's a piece of debris here that goes on the fire extinguisher. Like some rock or dirt, so it goes right up here on top.
I'll disagree with Chad here. I think that MODOK from the Sideshow came out again, but it's big enough that I just am like, my favorite story from all of I remember reading Secret Wars back in the day 10 years ago from Jonathan Hickman. The one miniseries I remember is I read MODOK Assassin, which was about Killstown, and where like a bunch of killers and stuff got stuck in one of the baronies. And MODOK.
Sorry, continue. No, continue.
No.
I was going to say the only thing with the MODOK is I think the base was a little lackluster. The MODOK himself was really well done, but the base.
You could have seen maybe. The one thing I would probably agree with you on the base, maybe they could have done, just not even something major, but to add a little thing. It's like if MODOK's like up and maybe like maybe they had kind of switch out something for his where you could attach to give him like he's about to use his mind or telepathic telekinetic powers or something. The other thing could have been maybe on the base you could have had like maybe not even some guys but some uniforms or some hats for like AIM on there or something, like AIM goons getting taken down, and so MODOK is like up and getting ready to attack or something. Like something like that might have worked a little bit.
I feel like it has to have the thrusters. MODOK has to have thrusters, man.
Or might as well. It's already a throne piece. Might as well make him like with defeated heroes at the bottom of the throne. You know, might as well just do something like that.
I'm gonna send you the picture that Jimmy sent me.
Okay.
Marcos, I'll send it to you.
Nice. Cypher said if they would have added.
I guess my real question.
What's up, Will?
My real question for myself is: do I go classic bow or do I go compound bow?
I say classic. That's your classic outfit, classic bow, in my opinion. Oh, so this is like a custom piece, John?
It's this. Yeah, it's looking like
it's a custom add-on. I'm guessing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cool. Let me bring it up real quick.
Vibranium Jim sent it over. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, right here. So, Will, this is like it right here that we're just talking about. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of small on mine.
That's yeah. Man, if anybody's got that little Ant-Man, I'll buy it off of you because that's so cool. Dope.
Just paint a rice grain red, and you're good, man. Wow, that was funny. That wasn't funny? No? Okay, sorry.
I didn't hear you. My bad.
I said paint a rice grain red.
A rice grain red.
No, that's cool. That's really cool.
That was funny. I got that.
I want to say the Hot Toys did one, like, like a really tiny one in one of the packages you could probably use. I can't remember now.
Maybe. Well, there it is with the classic bow. I know if it's hard to see, let me know. But
he looks good, man. He that one came out even though he's 11 years old, maybe or so.
No, he looked fantastic for 11 years. I mean, I've always loved this piece. Hawkeye's not like my number one Avenger, obviously, but he's great. Like this piece is just the pose, everything about it. I love XM Studios' old stuff. Like their old stuff. That's what I've been collecting lately. Is just it was just so well made back then. Even with the like the string is not sculpted, right? It's just a regular string, stretchy. Hopefully it doesn't break. That's pretty tight. Just the dynamics of it, And I'm more of a museum guy, but I think this works well, especially next to my Thor. Yeah, I think I'll go with the classic. I do like the compound bow. I'm gonna go with the classic, and then I'm trying to find where this metal plate goes. I can't find this metal plate anyway. This always happens to me. I cannot find a peg for this metal plate anywhere. and so if you guys know where it goes, but the other Hawkeye I wanted to get was very hard to find, and I don't think people are selling it. Is the custom Hawkeye. there's a custom piece where I think he has like all 3 or 4 arrows coming through it. Not sure if you know about that, John, or maybe Marcos knows, but that's a pretty cool piece too. That custom Hawkeye.
Yeah, that one I haven't seen.
Slifer said,
Yeah.
"Compound Bone." I'm guessing it fits his outfit. His outfit's a little more modern, I guess he's saying. Congrats, Hawkeye is one of my favorite characters. Matt Friction, what's it called? Fractions Run is one of the best comics I've read.
There you go.
And
There you go. If you could,
I haven't seen that custom Hawkeye though, man.
yeah, let's pop it up. That way we can see this.
Yes,
that
send it to me, or you can pull it up too.
Quick question. I just put in something, a link in private chat. Is that the one you're talking about?
Let me see. Oh, I have seen this one then. If this is the one that we're talking about.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I'm bringing this up right now, Will. Let me see.
Yeah, pop it up.
This guy's 1,100 on eBay. It looks like too.
That's not bad. 1,100 on eBay. I mean, I paid less for
It
this
might
one.
be. It might not be wrong. It might not be the right
So,
one.
Will?
I don't know, but it was a custom.
With Ultron on the base? Is that Ultron? Who's that
Yeah,
on the base?
he's stepping on Ultron.
Yeah.
He can. Yep, that's the piece.
Yeah.
I got a different one here, but I'll let you show it.
Go ahead,
So, yeah,
share
he's
it.
stepping-
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's just what I found real quick. That was,
I like
Yeah.
the XM one better. Purple Hydrant? What do we talk about Purple Hydrant?
Here you go, Marco. Marco, I'll just send it to you. Hold on.
okay. Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I got it right here. I just got to find where Marcos. I keep them on the bottom of the list, so it's kind of hard to find them.
Yeah. No.
Gotcha.
Sorry. I didn't mean to get too sidetracked, but I was doing a quick check, and I was like, oh, maybe this is it.
I just sent it, Marcos. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. I just got to. It's just taking a little bit to pull up.
Yeah, it's like 16. There's 16 pictures. It's collectors, so it's in his house. It's not like anything. The pose is close, pretty much the same. The outfit looks a little more modern. The mask is cool, and he's shooting 3 arrows, but he can also put his arm down. There's a portrait without a mask. So this would be a pretty cool one to get besides this one. And there's more involved. So Marcos will pop it up. There's a lot of pictures there. Just click on one of them, and
Yeah.
we can all check out the custom
I
piece.
see the portraits. Yeah, different portraits.
Yeah, it's got different. And you can position the arm, so you can put it straight or put it down.
Oh, but
So
having
it is
that
like a
really,
it's
yeah,
like
that's
a
cool.
more modern outfit for sure, but it's still kind of classic, and you can have different portraits as well.
I'll say
I like this one a
like,
lot.
yeah, I like the classic costume on the XM better. I can
Mhm.
say that right now.
I would just say this
I
base.
like that. That head sculpt.
This
Um,
base dynamic though. It's a little bit more. You get,
Yeah, you get a little bit more. Vibranium,
Okay.
Jim. I think Mr. X does a review on everything, so he probably did. Yeah, so it's I like how he's shooting 3 arrows, and then you can also have him pointing towards the ground. But like I said, with XM, man, I think this piece is just awesome. He is kind of tall, but I think he'll still fit in there. He's going to be a little bit taller. I did see someone do a modification on this where he was on the ground. He wasn't on this brick here. I've seen several different pictures, so I'm
I've
not
seen
sure.
that.
How,
The one
Right?
Vibranium Ginger sent is like that. There's some sort of customization. I think he's on the he's standing on the
I think
hydrant.
he's on the hydrant. I think you pull this off, and maybe he could be on a hydrant. If that's the case, I mean, he was a pain in the butt. He's not even pegged in all the way. I couldn't get him all the way pegged in here. I won't finish with it right now. I will move him over so we can do Batgirl Shugo, and I'll move some of these things out of the way. But I might actually have him come down a little bit more because he's a little tall. So hopefully I don't drop him. So this is live, so just bear with me, everybody.
Come on, Will. Show those
We're
muscles, baby. Show the muscles.
Kidding.
How much is the weight? You think?
man.
Like what, 30 pounds at most?
Probably 20. His arrow is almost touching the top of my stand.
Damn. There you go.
I feel that now that I've moved him, I feel that he's too top heavy and too narrow. So and I'm in California,
Yeah.
right? So that's my only concern. So I might end up taking him down later and put him on the extinguisher. But that's the only caveat I got on this base. It's not wide enough to take, any form of leaning. So that does worry me. Let me get these arrows out. I'll keep the classic arrow on there since I don't have Ant-Man on the explosive arrow. So I'll put that away. And then still, I have no idea where this little steel piece goes. I don't.
So
You know what? Maybe.
I think Stanley's
Maybe
asking. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I think this piece is probably to cover the top of that peg on his shoe if I bring him down to the extinguisher. Maybe that's what that is. So I'll just leave it here for now. That makes sense because all the pegs look similar. So what was that? Who was asking what?
Stanley's asking, is he your favorite Avenger?
Is he my favorite Avenger? No. I mean, out of the Avengers, Hulk is my favorite Avenger.
Oh, that's gross, dude.
Yeah, I like Hulk.
No, I'm kidding.
I like Hulk. Now, the female Avengers would be Black Widow. That's why she's here, even though I like Captain Marvel. But my favorite, Thor's cool, but growing up, reading the Avengers, Hulk was always the one I liked the most. And Wolverine, if you consider him an Avenger.
Occasionally is, he's occasionally. Not in a Civil War Mickey. I kind of get thrown to the side for some reason. My Cap, that was weird.
Yeah, that was odd. But yeah, love the piece. I'm glad it's up there. I am chatting with somebody about Iron Man. So XM's Iron Man. I do like the other Iron Mans, but I'm going more for comic. And that's the only more comic-y Iron Man there out there. I like the Mark III and Mark VII, but I didn't want to put a movie with all my comic stuff because it's all comic stuff, right? So I didn't want to.
XM Iron Man, the one where he's holding Ultron?
Yep.
Wow, that's a nice piece.
Yeah. So I did have, right now, as my Avengers is closing out, I just need Captain America and Iron Man, pretty much, for the Avengers that I want. Because we all know there's a shit ton. What's that?
What Cap are you thinking?
I had the Sideshow Cap, the EX, where he's holding Ultron's head. Mm-hmm. I had that piece, and I sold it, and now I think I might buy it again, because... What's that?
I don't like that one that much. It's the outfit. It looks weird. It's obviously like an artist's interpretation. It's just not for me, obviously. I like that classic one they did a couple years ago. I like that one a little bit.
With the ricocheted bullets on the shield?
Yeah, I like that one. The classic Cap outfit. I like that one a lot. XM did a pretty good one. It has Thor's hammer, right? If I'm wrong. I think I'm right. Yeah, that's pretty good.
There's a custom group that did Captain Shield Broken for that SS and Mjolnir, and he's holding Mjolnir.
I think there is a Cap from XM too, with just like him and a flag, right? Like some D-Day type shit, I think.
I believe so.
I think it was them too.
XM
Iron Man is the best one, even though the one that comes with the Hulkbuster is awesome. I love the War Tank one, the War Machine that comes with
War
it.
Machine.
It's the best. I just wanted that one when I was first started collecting. I just want that piece. But obviously, they made you have to buy like a $3,000 piece. Obviously, my God damn it. But damn, yeah, that War Machine was awesome, man. I loved it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Hulkbuster Iron Man as well, because that one's pretty dope. But I can't see myself paying that much for that Hulkbuster. I know.
Though it's a classic.
It's a grail. Yeah, it's a classic grail, but I just can't justify it right now.
Jimmy sold that. He's a fit. After he sold that and his Mark 1, I'm like, you're not an Iron Man fan at all anymore. You're just like
he's done. Yeah,
like, you're a typical Jordan fan. I'm kidding.
Iron Man.
You mean the best, appreciating and bowing before the best ever, unlike certain pretenders to the throne?
Let's get to John's collection. John, do you collect any Avengers?
My Marvel stuff is LBS.
LBS, nice.
So the trio, the Thor, Hulk, and Cap, and that's where I'm at right now.
Nice.
Do you think you'll pick up
Iron Man?
Well, no. Actually, I was going to see. Do you think you'll pick up that Venom when it finally goes up from LBS?
You're gonna think I'm crazy. That Venom's nice. I Sure, I
mean, there's 50,000 Venoms to choose from.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm completely honest with you, my favorite Venom, and I still have it in the collection, is the Sideshow Comic Cat. That's my favorite Venom for me. I still have that one. But I'd like to grab the Spidey. I really love that Spidey. LBS Spidey.
I had that one on pre-order, John.
That's a very solid Spider-Man.
Yeah, the LBS you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I think it's not just solid. I think it's literally the best Spider-Man that's ever been put to date. Like the sculpt, everything, the concept on the base.
I love the base. I love the cathedral style base with the Sinister Six.
And then I just think the Spider-Man, I like how he did the outfit because he likes texture in his sculpts, obviously. And Spider-Man deserves that texture because it reminds me of the Tobey Maguire suit a little bit, but obviously way more comic version. I just love that Spider-Man, dude. Right? I told everybody day one. I'm not joking. It got up on a website, and I pre-ordered it within 30 seconds. It came up on the website. So that piece, I fell in love with it first time I saw it. I'm like, I remember Jay was on the show at Godlike. I'm like, dude, when you get that Marvel is back, the first one you need to do is Spider-Man. And he did it. I'm like, thank God, I love you, man.
Yeah, when I saw that Spidey, I was like, wow, this is really well done.
I may be interested in that, but I have a specific reason why I was asking what that is. There's one thing, and I actually mean to ask Jay this, is would there be, because I don't know, obviously, I know nothing about the licensing stuff, what has changed since they got being able to maybe do that stuff, is if they could do it with King in Black, like wings that you could attach to the back.
Oh.
Venom wings.
I don't think he was going that route, yeah.
No. That's more stuff though, right? Lane, am I wrong? Like the Venom wings? Am I wrong on that or no?
That's from King in Black. That's specifically the Venom King in Black. I mean, the Spider-Man 2 game, they put out the big figure. That Venom got wings, but that was based off more. They took that idea from King in Black, even though the Venom is different than, no symbiote god, existing at the same time as freaking Galactus before, or anything like that.
I think he took the base back to the drawing board, and they were reworking the base.
Yeah, but to me, that'd be the one thing that I was thinking if they added where you could have the king. Now the problem is that it's a third scale, so that would make it like the one third scale I can think of with wings all over the place that took up a bunch of space.
And if he was gonna have wings, you'd want them on the top. That's a nice print.
Well, I just figured because he's kind of was posed originally with his arms out and everything a little bit, is that could be a perfect posing for the King in Black wings. But I can think of third scale that Purgatory that PCS put out a couple years ago with that third scale and wings out all over the place, and I was kind of like, ooh, that thing I know that piece is just out there, and they've got that Marcus coming that's got wings that are out in third scale.
Iron Studios Hawkman.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of crap to this piece.
Have fun with that, homie.
Jesus. I mean, the map just everything is telling me here looks like it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
There's a lot of switch outs with this one. This was back then when they were doing the Samurai line, they did a lot of switch outs, portraits.
That's why I get these pieces. That's why I get these. I just put them in. I got no problem. That Wolverine was a pain in the ass, so that seemed simple, but it was not simple. Now, for me,
most pieces are a pain in the ass. The Man Bat I have is absolute bitch. There's no doubt about it. I don't want to unbox it again. I really don't because it didn't come. I forgot where I did stuff. So
that Man Bat is awesome though.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm sure John's got half his pieces behind his head right now. He think the thought of that he would have to repackage them up makes him just kind of go.
We don't think about that.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm gonna get the house within at least hopefully the next year when hopefully things calm down. Bless me, man.
Can we see the? Oh yeah,
similar to White Knight.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
but that's a much more contained box.
Dennis, I love you, Dennis. I really do. But come on, man. Stop at the no boxes thing. It's over. It's dead.
No.
There must be boxes.
Like, dude, it's over. You're gonna have to sell your
John and I have not. There are plenty of times John and I have not agreed on stuff. That is one thing where we both agree. Boxes stay. Silliness of throwing them out. Go.
Just cover them and use them as display stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Marcos, I want to ask you because we don't want to pull it up or something, but I want to see about something we had. You might have, I don't know, Marcos, if maybe they mentioned, or John, you guys might have talked about this in the last week.
What are we talking
So
about?
I'm guessing we saw, I think it was last week, end of last week, maybe earlier this week. Let's.
Oh, nice. Everything's still nicely sealed there and wrapped up. Love to see.
Everybody knows, I talked about it last week, that all the Shugo pieces I'll be doing unboxing are for sale, and they're all the same price. So if anybody's interested, hit me up. I did that last week. Batman, I did get the lights working, just so people know. The lights did work.
The picture, they looked good. Yeah.
Oh, well, you said Nightwing's for free, right? For me? Just
it's like a buy 3, get that one free. Yeah.
No. It's just free for your best friend. That's what it is, right?
Well, I mean, it's not my piece. I guess I could. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, we do the 500 subscriber giveaway. Maybe I'll use that piece instead.
Is the owner a LeBron fan? I'm wondering. I can give him a present of LeBron.
I don't know. You got to ask him, but he might be. He's might be around your age. He might be. I don't know if he's on any medication for him
Actually,
to.
just I'll hold it for him until he sells it, which means like I hope he never sells it. Obviously, I'll just hold on to it though for free.
It's pretty big. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, no, I wanted to wait till after waiting started to get the.
What piece were you referring to?
Well, I was going to bring up just something. So in relation to that Prime weapons platform thing, waitlisting on Prime One's website. Because I asked the people, and some people were dubious of that and not like.
Yeah, that's batch listed.
Do you think it got canceled?
No. I just think it's a batch. They probably sold 3, and now they waitlisted it and see.
Wait, which one? And John,
weapons people.
The $20,000 one.
Yeah, that's
on a wait list. It was
they didn't sell 100 of those in this
I know.
time.
Well, usually wait lists they meet their number or close to it. So I was like, there was 100, 20K spending something who went and did that.
I think they could have. I think they got 3 people in there maybe, and it's a batch. The first batch is they're going to start working on, and then I don't know. It's not my market.
Yeah, dude, you're not a retard, John.
I'm just interested because normally when you only see wait is when they've sold out at least.
And then Alan said it best when I was on Godlike that one night. Thank God I wasn't up there. I would have ripped it to shreds, but Alan did a good job for me. He ripped it.
Oh yeah, he went after that.
There's nothing that says this is $20,000 besides size, I guess. But it's not worth that.
I'm just gonna say, I think for being an Optimus piece. I think like that Power Master Optimus. Now that is a very expensive piece on its own and huge. Yeah. I think that one. It's a quote concept piece, not a movie piece. But I mean, for these Transformers things, it depends what concept do you like because there's lots of G1 stuff or Influence one. Like they've got that. They've been showing that Optimus Prime that's supposed to be kind of more Bumblebee movie-ish version. Or whatever.
I think that was a stunt to. I don't know, not to say to show what they can do because we kind of know what they can do. I don't know. I think that was more. That was more of like
Megatron. That thing is monstrous.
Hold my beer, like I don't know, to show maybe a studio the size. I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. I know that we're not the market for it.
Not a chance. John, we're 99% of the market, and we are like no.
Yeah, it's just not.
Yeah. And
John. Sorry, go ahead.
If it was Batman.
Yeah, Dennis had a question for you, John, directly.
Oh, for the sideshow. I guess he's referring to the tariff thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end, I think that statement was great. I think it's full transparency. The 6% sucks. but they're being fully transparent. And I think the most important thing to take away from that statement is that if it doesn't work out price point wise for you, the increase, you can cancel the order and get your NRD back. That's most important. So I think they handled it professionally and the best way you could really handle it.
Now, the one thing I guess you would say is, are they going to, we'll have to see if this goes on for like, let's say 6 months. Are they able to keep that, or are they going to have to raise that percentage, Because I think at least they're hoping it's just short term where they can take the whack so much. But
I think that this is all, personally, I think this is all short term. I don't think this is going to be. Yeah.
It's not to be one country caves. I think it's both countries in cave. That's really what it is.
The concern that you have to have is the companies that are raising prices and so forth is after this is all done, when it does end, is if they revert back to the older price points.
Oh, I can tell you no.
That's what you got to worry about.
Yeah, they're going to use that as an excuse to raise the prices, and that'll be it. They may throw in a piece or two. Yeah.
Like COVID, nothing's gone down, and we've had better economy since COVID than before COVID, and it's never gone down.
But they gotta be smart about it too, because collectors nowadays aren't sleeping either, right? They're very conscious of what they're purchasing and pre-ordering and so forth. So it's a double-edged sword. They got to be careful.
Yep, you're actually right on that. This is not like an everyday need, obviously, like food and all that stuff. This is like it's a hobby that is expensive. So people have shown in the past 5 years that they're being smarter and way more picky on what they've ordered. So,
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What I hope this does, though, is just pop that secondary market a little bit.
Well, it's been down in the garbage chute.
I think it's going to continue to clean it out, to flush it out.
Mm-hmm. What I said too, what I wanted to bring up, and I didn't want to bring up because I know we had a topic maybe on tariffs. I think the tariffs definitely will help the secondary market a little bit, because people were just like, well, I can ship in the U.S. some order pieces that are really good that I've always wanted, and
and I'm gonna make you pay for it. Yep.
Yeah, but I'll pay maybe this much more, but I'm still saving so much more than a pre-order, obviously, and waiting time, blah blah blah.
And you also might help where you look at some other sources too for maybe older pieces where, like in Europe and stuff, there might have been some places where it was a little bit more expensive because of exchange rate, but it'd still be cheaper overall.
I had a Mythos Boba Fett come up locally in Canada. The old hand sculpted, that old line that was sought after. That thing was going for $2,000 plus at one point. Mm. I saw it yesterday, $600 Canadian. Ooh. That's not healthy. That's not healthy.
No.
It's not healthy for the it's great. You could get a piece like that at a discount, but overall,
I will agree. There's nothing healthy about that if something's in Canadian dollars, but
all right.
Let's just
I actually like her. I like her better than Batman. This one is good. Mr. Alan Kiefer, you're still on, Mr. Kiefer. There you go.
She definitely got the armor.
Hey guys, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Nice belt.
Yeah, that's great.
10 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. I'm kidding. Oh, back traps too and everything. Yeah.
Well sculpted.
That's an interesting take on Batman.
Hey, this is for you right here, John. Buck think that's
I know. I know.
I don't know how Buck is.
Hey, don't get me wrong. We all love it. I'm just saying it's just not healthy.
That's the one thing I hate about the Prime 1/3 Batgirl from Arkham. It's such an ugly Batgirl. She's ugly.
Yeah, the pose was a little off on that one too.
She is ugly though too. Like the face, everything, body. Like give her a big ass, give her some big iris tits. Come on, let's do it. What are we doing here? Those double D's, they're not gonna slow her down. We know that she's been a character for 60 years. Like let's do it, bro. Fuck it.
I don't know what game you played, but
only thing slowing her down is a gun to the fucking spine, I guess, from the Joker. But there we go.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
I'm just saying, dude.
This one right here is this is probably the thing that's going to make my score go down. Is her lean is so
It's
God.
crazy in this piece. It's crazy. The lean.
That reminds me of the lean you would get from the Talon.
Talon, yeah.
Prime War.
Yeah.
And then there's a different type of lean that John showed me. Obviously, I knew about it a little bit. That Daredevil piece I'm getting from
Crap.
is crazy, man.
Jesus
What?
Christ, that lean.
Oof.
That feels like it's made for one day for a face plant off the side of your.
Well engineered.
I would say though, this piece has been in people's collections for years, and I've never seen someone say, "Oh, it broke." You know, I've never seen that. I've seen people say Talons broke. I've definitely seen that.
Owls have broken.
Owl, and I've seen someone have a whole piece.
Fall forward?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I will say this though, Will, my XM Deadpool is literally the smallest.
That's right. I agree. Sorry.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah. But my XM Deadpool, Will, is literally on the smallest peg of all time, and it's a little unicorn and a Deadpool on it, and it's still good to go. So their engineering, they knew what they were doing. So there's no. Look at that, man! I love it.
Nice armor.
This is definitely a three XM Samurai piece, though, in my opinion.
It's one piece for XM. Marcos, were you going to go to the bathroom? Were you going to go to the bathroom?
Oh my God, go to the bathroom. Come on, Lane. Get your head out the gutter, man.
No. But I will say, there's a specific moment in piece I can think of which feels like it was like the flashpoint where XM started to kind of go backwards. Like I can think about it. I think it was like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, when we were still kind of dealing with the pandemic stuff, is when they showed, and there's a specific piece I can think of when it got showed. When they showed that Krakoan age, like Realm of X or whatever, Mr. Sinister. Where it was like him on the Krakoan thing with that horrible looking cape.
It's never been
goofy looking face. Yeah, no, it never went up. I think they scrapped it eventually. But I remember when they showed that piece, like that. I can remember seeing that piece, and everybody went, "What the bleep is that?" It was terrible.
Well, they went back to the drawing board and did a repaint, and people still weren't.
No, that's what I'm saying, John. That's what I'm about to say. Like, they said they're going back to like rework it, and they showed it again, and they literally still have not put it out yet. So like that's how bad it was like received.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the flash. And that was like 4 years ago. I can think because that was one of the first times where people, and I know some people, even though I like it, complained about the classic Catwoman and stuff, the purple suit, quarter scale, especially because I remember when I unboxed it, everybody hated the actual unmasked head sculpt. Like they said it was terrible, and I agree. It doesn't look good.
We need Prime 1 to do a Hush Catwoman already.
Oh my God! They said they were going to do it. I need it right now. I need
a 1/3.
Catwoman.
Yeah, people will buy that.
They're keeping that one. They're keeping that one in the holster for a reason. I don't know what they're thinking.
That's why we get fucking Morgana. No, hey, it's a good piece, but still, Marcos needs a Batgirl in this collection. Give me a 1/3 Batgirl right now on bike. I'll pay $8K for it.
What piece did you say?
I was just messing around, but like the Morgana piece, that just came out.
Oh yeah, the gamer one.
We getting that one over like the Hush Catwoman. That's
she's give me a Hush Catwoman with those eyes.
100%. Yeah.
That Morgan piece is amazing.
I will say this though. I do like the Lee Bermejo Catwoman a lot. I do actually like that piece a lot. It's a good one.
Okay.
I want a Hush though. That's more my Catwoman.
Ooh.
That's really what it is.
That's nicely sculpted.
And then I want a 1/4 Catwoman in like a gray outfit, like the animated series, and 1/4. That's what I really want, dude. I want that so bad.
Now, because obviously a lot of companies like to jump on trends and make statues off them. That would explain like when we got Harley Who Laughs, way back, or when Prime 1 put out that Punchline, and Punchline's character's gone into the deep abyss.
Yeah,
even that piece came out, she didn't become what a lot of people were thinking because she's
nobody.
A lot of stupid stories.
She's a side chick. That's what she is, Lane.
Yeah,
the side chick.
But I'm starting to wonder. Do you guys think, and I think it'd probably be from PCS, but because it's been popular for a lot of different reasons, we could see some Marvel statues based off that Marvel Rivals game from the NetEase, using some of those character designs in the next while.
Dude, give me a Johnny Storm. I'm all in, man. 1/3.
Yeah, I mean, well, I know everybody just Emma Frost just dropped it. And,
yeah, she got a big old booty and big old boobs.
Yeah. All I remember, I know these people. The moment the brain stops working is right when it's from her intro.
Lane, do you play that game or no?
I try a little bit. I'm not good at hero.
Okay. I never played one before this, and I'm pretty damn good. So.
All I know is from the first intro when I got to watch reactions of people is most of the guys, but even some of the late girl streamers would be when she comes prancing up and goes the white. She starts with the White Queen's raid begins and does a part hip swivel right before she activates, her diamond form powers. I was like, I don't know how many times it's probably been stopped video, her debut video right there when she's going. Woo. And I was that would be the first Alan White Queen.
But the designs on the Marvel Rivals characters are kind of, a lot of them are a lot different than the normal comic versions. But
they're definitely
they're still a good look though of those characters. Will, what do you think about it so far, man?
Makes me nervous. Gives me anxiety.
Will, like I said, I've never seen this piece break. Knock on wood.
But
I can see why though. Like how hard she's like there's that wonderful cushion called air just all around in front of her.
Yeah. And the cape is cool. It's sculpted upwards, but it's still kind of putting pressure back this way because it leans forward, so a little bit of pressure back. Still, it makes me nervous. So you can do either the cape or her scarf, either or. There are a couple arm swap outs. I'm just kind of going through and see what we have here. I haven't found her portrait yet. I think here's her portrait. I believe there's a few of them. Like I said, I don't look into this stuff when I do my unboxings. I just kind of, it's like Christmas. I just want to see the surprise. So here's the first portrait. I'll put her on. Like I said, there's a couple more arm swap outs we'll get to, but let's take a look at the portrait.
Dude, I love the portraits on this piece. It's so good. What's y'all's top 3 samurai pieces that you guys have seen in your opinion?
It has to be Marvel and DC. I mean, what are we talking about? Just in general, samurai?
Just in general, samurai. But obviously, number 1, everybody should be the horse piece. There's no doubt about that.
Shogun, I agree.
That's the best one, easily. Yeah. But other 2 than that, let's be honest. What are the other 2?
Croc.
Okay. You like that little America?
It's not out yet.
I like personally when you talk about samurai, I like Ghost of Tsushima. I really like that piece. I think it's a dope piece.
No, I'm talking about samurai Batman, the X-Men line.
The Batman samurai stuff. I've seen the Red Hood in person. That one's pretty dope. And then I have these other ones I'm unboxing. So I haven't seen Robin or Nightwing. The Batman was good. I do like the light up symbol and everything. It was pretty cool. Batgirl, he's pretty hot. I like her armor better than Batman's. But yeah, you're right. The Batman on horse, the Shogun one, that's a dope ass piece.
That Robin's nice too. The metallic paint.
I love the Robin, dude. I almost could because it is a Damian Wayne, right? That's the Robin they're going for right there. I almost got that as a 1/3 because it's a big 1/4 for him. So I thought I could make it fit as a 1/3 Damian Wayne. But I got the Prime 1/1 with Superboy, which is I like that piece a lot. But yeah, I like that piece a lot though, John. I really do. I love the colors of it. The colors look great, man. And the swap outs.
Mr. Popo saying the Ivy.
Ooh, yeah, Ivy looks great, no doubt.
Yeah, from the Samurai.
Remember they teased a freeze so long ago, and they just have not put that out ever.
Well,
freeze is coming.
X-Men ain't been able to do anything but twiddle their thumbs and throw nails out on the floor and run over them as they step on them repeatedly and go ouch.
You know what piece I like in the Samurai line? It's not top 3 for me, but I do like that Riddler though. I actually do. I love the fox. He's a sly fox, obviously.
It's the socks and sandals that just don't do it for me.
What's up with Thanos for you? He has that monk look. That fits.
Yeah.
I just want Prime 1 to finally show their Riddler.
Oh, that thing's gonna be awesome. If it's anything as good as that freeze just showed, yeah, it's.
Well, the one piece that they showed from the last thing, which is kind of one of the reasons I'm holding off on I'm probably, because with concern with the tariff stuff and pricing in general, I'm probably only going to pre-order like 2 statues this year, maybe 3. But I haven't done like the dog alien or anything like that. It's because they showed that King Batman Who Laughs. I have to see that painted, because after waiting for 3 years for the XM piece, and if that one's better, then but
you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait. That won't be a this year piece.
Nope, that might be. I don't know. It's because I'm getting Harley Who Laughs, and that is.
Yeah, but that wasn't even showed painted. That was just showed.
I know, but they showed. It was the previous. All I'm going to say is they said they're doing 3 other showcases this year, and for the weapons Optimus, they showed that unpainted at the one before the most recent one, and then it was shown painted.
I'm here to crush your dreams, Lane. That's what I'm here.
You're not going to crush my dream, man. I don't think it's going to be up till. I think it's going to be up this year, but not like.
Whoa!
No, I put money on it.
Put money on it. Bet $20 and a hug.
I'll put money on it.
20 Canadian would be okay, because I only got to send them 15.
Wow. Your scarcity is a little bit worse than ours.
Only a little bit.
But yeah, no, it
looked good. It looked good.
Well, I got to wait to see that, because.
Yeah, but what are you going to do if your XM one comes before that now?
Oh, I'm probably never going to get that. I don't want anything to do with XM anymore.
Damn,
I'm that anti-XM.
You're taking behind the barn, eh? All right.
You never did with Sume Palace. I mean,
tell me when they get there, when they actually get a piece out to somebody, like
this will pass. They'll get out of this. It's just going to take.
They made it, John. They've been in it for like 2 effing years.
Yeah, this was a big f up on their part, but they'll get out of it.
They will.
But they got so many pieces to catch up on, and they got to tell us what's canceled. Like,
what they have to worry about is getting the customer
get something
back on board.
Yeah, just get something to some customers right now. And it looks like they're aiming for that Joker. Maybe it's a simpler piece to
Joker, Galvatron, and. There was one
Those
more.
Those are already laid.
Mighty Thor, Jane Foster, I think.
And Optimus Bust, too.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
All right.
Sorry,
well,
not to be behind.
There's a peg here that secures the cape to the body, but I'm having a little hard time. But this is like a security peg. I just showed it a little bit. Obviously, they have to make it super challenging.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
Because you got it. There it goes. I think I got it. There you go. Not sure how much.
Will always overreacts.
It's, I got to overreact in the beginning, because if I'm successful, I look like a genius.
Exactly.
But if I'm not, then my overreacting was valid.
He's our Professor X, bald head, super smart,
Well, I don't know about super smart, but
the bald head you got.
Bald head there, yeah, for sure.
Small legs, like skinny legs. You got skinny legs.
No, the skinny legs like that I don't.
He skips leg day, guys. He skips leg day.
No, bro, I don't need leg day. I'm Brazilian. Everything is thick from the waist down.
I love all these portraits on this piece. It's so good.
Yeah, this is really nice. Well packaged, considering how fragile that head sculpt is. Like the hair is there.
Yeah,
well packaged.
This was a friend of mine. He's local. Wants to sell it. I believe it was displayed, so he did a great job repackaging everything. I might do a shitty job, but he did a great job.
Well, Aiden said exactly Marco's saying about that you have small legs.
That don't make me, man. I'm about to. Never mind. You know what? I'm gonna buy some statues where most characters are in bikinis, and I'm just gonna have my thong on, and I'm just gonna do the review like that.
A thong show is not bad. My next unboxing will be a thong show.
No invite for that one, please.
Summer special, guys. Come on.
That's a rough watch for everybody right there, John. We're all struggling at that point.
I'll
I'll be
pass on
surprised
that.
if I have even anybody watching, but if I have like 3 or 4 people watching, I'm gonna be a little bit nervous. All right, let me go ahead.
You gotta do stuff for the views, baby. OnlyFans makes a lot of money.
Oh wow, yeah, you would be surprised.
Yeah.
Statues and OnlyFans.
This one I don't like. I know it's like obviously kind of matches the cyberpunk vibe, I guess you could say. Just not for me though. This one, but every other one is great.
It's gonna get that one on.
Yeah, some solid portraits there.
Yeah, portraits do look.
It's a great portrait, just not for me. But like, that's how good this piece is. Like every portrait is just so top notch.
Yeah.
They're all very well sculpted.
So Aiden's line right now, he said, I never said that about his legs. I was saying that about his overreacting. He was talking about your legs. Dude. He texted me in a private chat on Facebook, said his legs are tiny. That's what he told me.
That's it. Next time I got to FaceTime Aiden while I'm at the doing legs.
Leg day. And we know Aiden skips leg day too, for sure. Love this one right here. This is a classic Batgirl portrait right here.
Little teeth.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, Will, we all know Aiden skips leg day. There's no doubt about that.
I think probably 90% of the population that go to the gym skip leg day, except for.
I think Aiden skips upper body too and cardio day. I think that's what.
Cardio for sure. Cardio for sure. I skip cardio, so I cardio for sure.
Aiden skips cardio day.
So this hand right here, you're supposed to have the sword go through somehow. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know what she's holding on this one. On the image, it shows a sword, but there's just no way. Like I'm trying to look at it, but which way the sword would go and how it would go just doesn't make any sense because it literally hits the cape. I mean, I guess I could. Yeah, see, that doesn't work either. It's a very awkward positioning here for these pieces. I don't know if I got to pull the cape off to get the arm off. Okay, got the arm off. So I guess I could just shove the sword in there somehow. There we go. So the sword's in.
Gotcha.
And I guess somehow it's supposed to
fit in there. So Aiden definitely skips leg day. He said facts on his leg day skipping. John, you skip leg day?
Oh, back in my gym days, never touched legs.
Never touched leg. Damn, dude.
Stairmaster would be my leg workout. Other than that,
leg day? Come on now. What about you, Lane? Back in the day, leg day? Were you leg day skipper or what?
Everyday skipper.
Everyday skipper.
Yeah, that's pretty much it now. That's how life gets them.
This one's really odd. I don't know. Maybe it's not supposed to have the cape. Yeah, I think you're not supposed to have the cape on when you want to use this kind of behind the back with the sword. Yeah. It doesn't fit right. It doesn't work. But then there's the other arm. Let me get some of these other arms for you guys so you can see. These are holding the sword. There's the sheets too. The sheet here. We can show this and I can put it on her back. That way it's. So this goes back right here behind her.
A lot of pieces. This one.
Crazy.
Got a lot of pieces to it. Let me get her other arm. I got like 2 more arms, and I believe that's it.
Oh wow. I like the gauntlets on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the gauntlets look really good.
Can you show the backside again? I gotta go to the bathroom for 10 minutes.
Wow.
I'll get it zoomed in here.
Alan,
always Marcos and Alan. I haven't heard a peep from Alan.
Whoa. Come on now, not me. Only when it comes to the fiery Irish redhead. That is Barbara Gordon.
There it is. Not sure if it's down or up. Yeah, I think it's that. Well, maybe it's this way. Let's put that in there.
Who's y'all's favorite Bat Family member?
Favorite? Sorry, say that again. Favorite what?
Bat Family member.
Alfred, baby.
Alfred, that's a good one actually. It really is.
I've always liked Damien.
Mm-hmm. The worst.
I've always liked Damien, but Todd is cool when he's Red Hood, but not when he's Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm. Lane.
So,
What? Sorry, my
Bat family member. Who's your favorite?
Oh, Tim Drake Robin.
Tim Drake Ramen. There we go.
And then Nightwing.
A man of culture. Look at him. Lane's a man of culture. I love it.
No, just I read Tim Drake Robin for like 110 issues of his original series back in the 2000s.
Detective.
Unfortunately, he's now not a whole lot.
No, he's bisexual. That's what he is now. That's literally his character now. It's
Is he's hanging out smooching with Bernard?
No, that's what I'm saying. DC and Marvel is so lost in writing. They just say bisexual. That's a character. I'm like, no, it's not.
well, that to each their own. The other sword goes on the other hand. Just trying to figure out how we go.
Mike, what's up, man? Thanks for joining, bro.
The only thing here is like these swords. They're a little iffy as well. They're too loose in there. Like they're not as tight as they should be. So look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like
you seem to be just becoming nervousness incarnate right now. There, Will.
It's a great piece, but I think there's some things that need to be had. Like maybe get some blue tack and put it like right in there just so it doesn't slide off. I'm gonna keep it here for showing everybody and stuff. I did all the portraits. I got one more hand swap out. She's got her hands open. Not sure if I'll even put this on because it doesn't really make any sense.
Aiden, you said give you Latino Batman. Dude, give me like a Japanese Batman. Batmano.
Wow.
Oh, Batmano.
Oh, Batmano. I beat you, asshole.
So here's like an open hand. Maybe it's not sure. Nothing goes in it. I think it's just an open hand, so you can take this arm off. I guess I'll just do it just for the hell of it. God damn it.
Dude, Latino Batman would be like the worst Batman of all time, I think. Honestly. I'm not even joking. He really would.
I don't know, man. I think he'd get more shit done.
Nah, dude. He wouldn't.
So there you go.
I'm going to pretend Will didn't say that. But I'm sure Aiden loved Snow White.
He loves Snow White. The new one, especially.
You haven't seen. He said those dwarves were better than the one Game of Thrones.
Aiden said he wants a black Superman. That's what he said in James Gunn's movie. He was really pissed off that didn't happen.
So this is what you get for this piece. Personally, for me, I think it's a lot for what you're getting. Like, the price for sale on this piece is very cheap. I'm not going to say it out loud, so those that are interested, I'll let you know. But it's a lot of swap out. I do like this, actually, where she's got her hand and the sword with this portrait.
Very dynamic.
Yeah. I do like that. Let me, if you guys want, I can get a close-up of everything. You guys are okay with that?
This is one of my top 3 of this line, 100%.
I just hope I don't fuck anything up and shut you guys off over here.
Valzod exists, Marcos. Don't stop, bro. Please.
You said Zod?
Yeah,
Valzod.
Valzod, yeah. A mistake in DC, that's for sure.
So I prefer this actually better than what I had earlier.
I like this look, yeah.
This is like classic Barbara Gordon look right here. I love it.
Yeah.
Which I used to really like about the Samurai line. Like they give you a classic look, kind of. You can make a normal, like a comic version, and then they had like the samurai cyberpunk look, But now they just kind of give you that cyberpunk look, and that's about it, which is fine, but kind of takes away from the whole look, the whole line. I mean.
Yeah, there are a few things here that I probably wouldn't have done. Let me go ahead and give her another rotation. Let me get the camera because I know Mr. Kiefer's watching.
There we go. That's what we want to see. The money shot.
Yep.
And that back piece. Look at that. I love
Look
how
at that belt.
everything's bodied up besides her back, which is wild.
All right, let me get this back over here.
So, Will, are you actually scared about the leaning issue with this piece?
I'm scared with any leaning issue with any piece. That's why I try to avoid buying any piece with leaning.
That like super dynamic and all that, yeah.
Yeah, I try to avoid it. I mean, my Captain Marvel got a less of a lean than this one does. This one's got a little bit lean. Captain Marvel up here does also have a lean, but she's up a little bit more. So that's
for me though, the Sideshow Batgirl, I love almost everything about it. I hate the crowbar. The crowbar is not her. That is Jason Todd. Don't give her a crowbar. That makes 0 sense. But everything else about it, I really like a lot. If that was in 1/3, I would have bought it already. But it's 1/4. So
yeah. I mean, overall, I think this piece is pretty bad. I really love this portrait. It's so good. I don't know how it compares to the Batgirl, the Sideshow, with the Clayface, but this is really damn good. I would display it with the cape. I know this is more Scarf Ninja kind of thing, but I do like her having the cape. Like I said, the only thing that I would probably avoided was just this lean. I think it could have had a better posture than this lean. That's just me with like the engineering and the nervousness of this stuff and living in California. So I feel that some of these things that were pegged in there didn't. I just think this base is too much. I get why they did the base because of the leaning and the weight. They needed something to hold the weight of this. So the base is just, I think it's way overdone. It's a badass base. I do like, the statue. I like everything about it. I think the paint is really good. The detail on the wood is really good. It's carved in there pretty well. I do wish that if they were to do this lean, I think she should have been pointed forward, so you can also see the statue. Because I think this concrete statue here is pretty badass to look at. But like you're gonna display her like this, right? So you don't get to see the portrait here on this particular stone statue. But yeah, other than that, man, I mean, I'd give it like an 8.5, only because I get nervous with some of these pieces, like the cape and the leaning issue. But it doesn't take away from the beauty of the piece and the sculpt. I'd have to say, out of all the studios, XM is my favorite, and I have Prime One pieces up here, and they're just as great. But XM, I think that's why I keep getting sucked into buying more XM pieces, because every time I see a piece, I absolutely love it.
Well, I'm with you, man. Like I've said it plenty of times on our show. Like the XM Deadpool for me is the best sculpt, best paint job of a Deadpool piece I have. They just when they're on their game, they know what they're doing. Especially with the statues, they do. It's 1/4, and you know what you're getting with the 1/4. It's really good, because I'm looking at my 1/4 XM right next to my 1/4 Sideshow on the moped, the Deadpool. There's one that's way better than the other, 100%. Details wise, paint job, everything else, concept. Yeah, man, XM, when they're on their game, man, they know what to do. They're going through a little struggle, and I hope they make it out, because like I don't want them to fail. Like I know some people want to be bearer of bad news, obviously. Like, oh yeah, let's let them fail, but like, they made mistakes, obviously. I hope they come back, because even the pieces they've shown, like on the assembly line, they look good. So it's taken 3 years to get out, which sucks, but at least they look good. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think XM is a great company. They just need to figure their shit out 100%. And these tariffs are definitely not going to help them at all.
I think what's going to help XM Studios if they start sending me the prototypes to do the reveals.
No. Send me the prototypes. Will was not that big of a name. I'm the bigger name. Actually, John's the bigger name, if anything.
XM doesn't even have the prototypes for themselves, let alone you.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, trust the guy who's got hack as part of his name. Yeah,
no, XM will always be XM.
Trust me.
But XM's a thing in the past. XM's a thing in the past right now. They are
XM is a ghost that continues to haunt certain people's NRDs.
Yeah.
That's all.
Don't worry, Lane. You're gonna recover from this. I promise. Okay.
You will.
You're
You
gonna
will.
recover.
I've told Lane too. Right, me, John. We've had many discussions about this. He will get his money back if he wants to.
You'll be okay, Lane.
Yeah. Well, I know I didn't do that with Hawkeye and stuff. I think we all agree Hawkeye is just a pretty badass piece.
I'd probably say I like the Hawkeye piece overall better than this one.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that Hawkeye, but I care about Hawkeye like way more than I do.
Right. And I think Lane, where you and I are probably more nostalgic when it comes to the piece. I do like the better. Yeah.
Although,
or you guys are just more sexy. That's one thing right there. You guys maybe just more sexist.
No, hey man, I'm all for more Emma Frost tip shaking around, man. There's definitely no sexism whatsoever. I mean, like half the statues I own are actresses who play beautiful characters with like my J&Ds and stuff. So, or not including that third scale that you were there to watch me unbox.
Yeah, I know it was.
the third scale poison ivy.
Lane, you're not on trial, Lane. Don't worry.
We're
not in court, man.
No, you know who needs to be on trial? I love him to death. It's my brother, but Jimmy. He told me 3 years ago I would never get a female statue. He's like, right now, he's like, I got 4 on my mind. I'm about to pay right now. I'm like, damn, Jimmy, fuck, 4 female statues in like 3 months.
I thought he would just Captain Iron Man. He's like Iron Man. This.
It's over, bro. He's not an Iron Man fan.
Yeah,
I hope you're watching. You're not an Iron Man fan.
Yeah. He converted from one robot to another robot, which is Terminator. So that's
well, I mean, I used to, he's not the first. I mean, Dr. Mike Costa and stuff like that, who's Mr. Light Size and stuff. He was always to me Mr. Transformers and Mr. Iron Man, but he's got a lot of other stuff now too. So I'm just like, you guys used to be the Iron. I used to think him and Jimmy as the Iron Brigade, and now they're just kind of the
Brigade.
Yeah, just the
frauds. That's what
Captain First Lieutenant mixed brigade now.
Frauds.
So I'll go with you, John. John, what do you think of this piece? What would you rate it? I know it's not a 1/3, but just kind of want to get your opinion. I know you're a big DC collector, obviously behind you. So
I'd probably give this a 7.5. I think she's beautifully done. I don't mind the lean. She's portraits are done well, sculpted well, armor looks great, but you get lost a little bit in the base.
Yeah.
With all the woodwork, with all the, it's like that. What do you call it? Like we saw in Batman Begins when he's in the mountains and the building crawls. What do you call that? Come on, guys! Like a temple.
Yeah.
Right, like the temple's collapsing, whatever. It gets lost a little bit with that.
Yeah, it does.
It does, and that's where I'll deduct the points. But as the rest of the sculpt, fantastic portraits and everything.
Yeah,
7.5. Yeah, 7.5, 8 max. That's right.
Yeah, I'm about 8.5 because I really love the portraits. I like the swap outs. Like I said, the armor is the one I like the most. This is the portrait, and this is the way I would position her. I don't find necessary some of the things here, and you're right. I think to me it's the lean and the base, and not being able to see the stone statue and her. When you have another figure, quote unquote figure on there, you want to see that figure as well, but you only see the side of them because you're going to display her a certain way.
Yeah.
So, Lane, what's your opinion?
I mean, I think it's pretty good. I agree with you. I think the base is too much because she's not big enough, I think, to offset the size of that base. It's one thing, I think, if the base is kind of big, but it's at least not basic, but maybe it's doesn't have like all the broken wood and parts of the statue, where it's a little bit more basic, where it's serving to tell the story and helping to put the focus on the actual figure or character.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one feels like almost like you said, there may have been some specific engineering reasons why they had to do it. But
Right.
there seems so much going on from her, and she is not big enough to offset the other stuff happening around her and stuff. And I'm kind of with you where I saw you with Hawkeye have to kind of mess with it a little bit to try and get him pegged in there correctly.
Right. Yeah, and he's not even all the way. It's odd.
Yeah. But her, I just would worry about long term. Her, I just something for it's not. I like. Normally, I usually will go a little bit more for a little bit more dynamic feel to the thing because, if a lot of like the pieces for the samurai are pretty static, just to a lot of respect.
Yeah.
So she's nice offset, I guess, to that a little bit. But I think Hawkeye, at least, he has some motion look to him.
Right.
He's stable in a pretty, statue pose to him, where it feels like this piece, they felt like they had to put her in a weird forward position or something like that to give her that a little bit of a dynamic feel, but they had to make the base too big. And like you said, it is a concern if you have to unpeg her multiple times over time. If she's not securely locked in, could she break?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how far the peg on the foot goes up the leg, or if it goes all the way, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
or so the pressure it could be putting onto the foot,
Right.
Now,
The peg
it could be 5 years and you have it no problem, but a piece like that, it just has to go away a little bit once.
Right.
And the piece itself is in 20 pieces.
And then you're going to have that clear rod coming from the floor up to her crotch just to hold her body up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they like to do. So, Marcos, what about you? You're a Batgirl guy. I know it's not the one you really want, but what do you think?
Third, but if it's 1/3, I'll be very excited to get this probably. For me, I'm a little bit different from y'all. I'll probably say 9.2 for me. I really like this piece a lot. It's don't make that face, Will. Don't make that face. I've always liked this piece a lot. The lean issue, I get what you're trying to say right now, but like I said, I've never seen anybody say this piece is broken because of lean. They get leaned over, blah blah blah, like in Facebook groups or anything. So the engineering, whatever they did, it works. I like the portraits. Besides that, like the super like cyberpunk look, with the whole like mask over like the mouth. That's the one I don't care about. But I know that's like the look they're going for with this whole line. The swap outs you get with this is amazing. 1/4. The base is kind of basic, but still pretty good though. It's not as basic as like the Hawkeye piece that you just unboxed.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot, man. I just do. It's one of my favorite samurai line pieces. Obviously, Batgirl, one of my favorite characters of all time. For me, 9.2. I'll say that.
Nice.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, it's a very nice. Aiden gave it a 7.5.
This too, John. For before all the prices have gone down from aftermarket, when I first started collecting, this piece was a very high piece to try to buy off people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. So it wasn't just. Is this better than Sideshow Batgirl? It just depends on what you want. If you want a super comic version, yeah. But like I said, for me, Stanley, I hate the crowbar. That's not. It's like putting Batman with a machine gun. It really is for me. Batgirl is not the crowbar person. It is Red Hood is the crowbar person. I don't know.
Yeah.
They literally could have done anything else besides a crowbar. They gave her a crowbar.
They needed to have a like her own like another like
you could have literally just
batarang or something.
Batarang. Like thank you. Like just a batarang and you're really fine. Crowbar is Red Hood, not Batgirl. So I know it's Daniel Bell and still to the day like the for me, I think he's obviously a good, talented artist, but I don't understand why he gets so much praise. Like, he does good work, but it's not like, I don't know. From what I see from Prime 1 sculptors, they do better work than him. So I don't know why he gets way more praise than those guys.
I would disagree with you on that. I
don't know. Lane,
I think is really good. I think he's really good.
Lane, put it this.
Can I play it, Lane?
Dark pieces 1/4 are way better than anything he's ever done over Sideshow. I think it's Sideshow more that's holding them back because my Daniel Bell Deadpool XM is really good. So I know he has talent to do it. It just that I think Sideshow holds him back. But let's be honest, like I just don't think out the praise he gets is wild. For me, it seems like more Jordan glazing. So
Lane, from what Marco was saying, you think he's insane?
Fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Not me.
We are an open, discussion platform here. You're allowed to say insane, wrong, silly things. I have said multiple ones with here or even on Godlike as I've seen a couple times Jimmy's facial reactions where he went after I was discussing something and he was like, really? That's your take on it? And so you're allowed to say that kind of stuff. But I do agree with him though. Like that Batgirl, I actually think that Batgirl is a better statue than this one. Maybe not completely for like paints and other stuff, but I think with that base and everything, with the light up functionality
it's so good.
Yeah, I think it's a overall better piece than this one. But then
it's stupid.
Yeah. I will agree. I don't know why there's not at least just one switch out, even if it was $10 extra. Put on an extra switch out for a battery. She just needs a battery,
or just
legitimately a battery.
No crowbar.
Yeah, or just a hand thing with her hand like gripping or something like that. It's very simple to do. But I think the base for that one, it has a lot going on, but it tells the story of what was happening, what's going on with her.
Right.
And also, it's got Clayface, so it's another character. That I think the ingenuity combined with we never had a Clay. Well, here's a way we can kill two birds with one stone, kind of. Put the focus on her, but also you kind of we're giving it just similar way to like what Prime One is doing with that quarter scale Batman with the Killer Croc, where a quarter scale Killer Croc by itself may not sell enough to warrant it, but in kind of in an action kind of pose, but without having to be kind of like this where we're having Batman jumping out or we're going to have a lot of pieces going all over the place where there could be stress on it. So that Batgirl, I think.
Also, Prime One has like a $1,800 fucking price tag on that piece, which is
crazy. Yeah, but but I'm just talking about the artistry.
No, I get your point, 100%.
Yeah, no, but that is a very expensive quarter scale piece. But so this one, but I went on a tangent there, of course, again. But I just meant we do have to keep in mind that Batgirl came out in 2024, and this one came out like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. So despite whatever difference. I know we say, well, XM has always had like maybe a little bit better than some production stuff for Sideshow. Where I'm saying that one is better, I'm also comparing two pieces that might have at least 4 to 5 years different, not even including when they started to actually produce the thing, 1 or 2 years, or that kind of thing. So we do have to keep that in mind sometimes when we're comparing somebody, even for as good as one versus the other. So I think it's a decent comparison, but is it a quote completely fair comparison?
No,
maybe not. We probably should be comparing a Batman piece that was made in 2019, 2020 by Sideshow coming out if we're really going to look at it.
Right, and compared to
honestly, that one probably because Sideshow has improved on its pieces. Actually, I think with a lot of the production,
I think with theirs is hit and miss with Sideshow. I guess you could say that for any company, but I think they hit and miss a lot. Same with PCS.
Sideshow when they hit is fantastic. When they
it's really good. Yeah,
But even XM, I think XM the last couple of years had that. I mean.
Yeah,
I was gonna mention like the Catwoman I have, I really like, but there were a lot of people who had misses with that because of all the crap that comes with it. It comes with 50 pieces you could lose, like loot to go.
Right.
That one I just saw. I wanted to mention. I saw the other day. Spec Fiction was 40% off. Trying to sell it, so they've been sitting there for years now. So it's not like that's been flying out. And XM's had some other one. Well, just the Angelus. You were mentioning the other week. That place was selling it for like $600.
It's really hit and miss with Spec. I love Todd. He's a great guy. We chat once in a while. There are some pieces I want from him, but I wouldn't pay that much. Like Magdalena from the Divine Edition, so I can go with my Aphrodite. It's still $1,000. I'm like, yeah, that's a little too high for me to spend $1,000 on a piece that old. But it's a great piece, an absolutely fantastic piece. But no, shout outs to Todd, man. He's doing a great job. I can't wait for his opening. So I keep bugging him about his opening, and he says it's coming soon. It's coming soon. I'm like, God damn it! I just want to go check it out. But that's why I collect. I've been collecting all the older pieces because I just find that and lately for XM they've been better. I haven't seen Maestro. I heard it's an epic piece. People have been, the guys that do have it, it's big. It's got a lot of stuff. It's very epic, but I like the old stuff, especially the Red Hulk. It's probably by far my favorite Red Hulk out there.
Sideshow has to do a prototype line where they put up, let's say, 5 of like a high-end line, 5 of the prototypes. Let's say they're doing that, whatever, Cad Bane they just showed. They do a 5 hand-painted by the team, up for auction or up for sale, whatever. A small little edition size of prototype quality pieces. And I'm telling you, they'll be successful with it.
Yeah, and
the prototypes, the artists behind them, the artists they have behind them are fantastic.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Some of the best. But when you hit production, there's a massive drop. Massive drop.
No, I think the guys talked about this earlier when I was unboxing. I don't know if it'll slow down. I think sales might slow down, but production-wise, whatever they already have lined up in their projects, they have to complete, whatever contracts they have. So production's not going to slow down, but sales
will slow down pre-orders because they will need to keep NRTs coming in.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask one question with you guys. I'm seeing if I can find it right now. Recent piece that went up for pre-order. Obviously we've seen the Mythos line has been relaunched by Sideshow with quarter scale versions.
Yeah.
So one that recently went up was the Asajj Ventress. I guess maybe a little over a week ago, 10 days ago. Do you guys like how they've been doing for some of these, the exclusive where there's a time thing? Like Cody had that alternate version and stuff. And they're doing this current one. Mine is not. My question is, how do you feel about it? Not necessarily quite as much as about they're doing a time collector's edition for it, but the bonus piece for the collectors is the same head sculpt that was on the original 5th scale, and it's just her with the headdress thing down. What makes her look like a Dothamer mother witch, like Mother Taliesin.
I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of dirty in my opinion because you already had it for the 1/5, and then now you're adding it as a bonus for your quarter scale. It just doesn't sit right.
With the I'm more like why isn't it reversed? Why aren't you giving, because that's the look obviously most people liked, who were willing to buy it once before. You're giving us it's cool they're going to have with the kind of the head shawl down.
Yeah.
And such, but honestly, I know it's exclusive with the other one, which was with the 5th scale. It feels like it should be reversed. My thing is more, I don't understand why are people not being at least given the opportunity to get a larger version of the original piece that was available. To me, that feels like is what Sideshow should be doing with how they're doing the collectors versus the limited.
Well, you have 13 days to get it, right?
Yeah, you only have 4 left.
Yeah.
4 left, yeah. So you want it, you got to move on it.
I know. I understand that, but I'm just saying.
Listen, Lane, the Kumbaya days are gone.
I'm not talking about the Kumbaya days.
They're gone.
I'm saying make it like the original piece.
Okay, this example I get what you're saying
for this specific piece,
because this piece is like Will was saying. It's a crapshoot to redo this now in quarter when everybody would have picked up the quarter from the beginning. But the whole concept of timed exclusive, all for it. That's why I'm not debating that part. Make people sweat.
Yeah. I think the time exclusive is a good marketing strategy because they know that consumers are, and I'm one of them, is just as a reflex to just PO it and then regret it later. But you already have it PO'd, you got that impulse buy. And we all do the impulse buy. So when you're like, oh man, there's only 4 left. Oh man, I need to screw it. And then you just go and buy it. And then later on, you're like, God damn it, why did I do that? Because now you have more time to think about it. So it's a good strategy in terms of for marketing.
Hot toys and freaking Sideshow have turned that into a cottage industry in the last year with all like 40 exclusive figures and shit that they had. So entering into the queue to try and will I be lucky enough to get it or not?
It was they gave you the hooded portrait as an exclusive because they know that was going to be in more of a demand. It's going to cause more of a demand.
I know the logic behind it, but I think I don't like that. Where I think if just the head
I don't agree with that either.
I mean, Asajj without the head sculpt, without the headdresses, doing your best William impersonation.
So for me, with that whole line of doing it 1/6 and 1/4, they should just came up with a new statue in 1/4. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
That would have made people
100%.
Yeah. But I understand why they did it because it's cheaper to just make something a little bit bigger. I get it.
Didn't the Vader sell out like the fifth scale, and that was like 6,000 or 7,000 that they actually ended up making?
Bachelors
sold out. Yeah, so I understand why that one they did it because they're like that was like the most we've ever sold ever.
Issue isn't like doing the character over; is doing the same statue in a bit different scale. That's the issue, obviously.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I totally get you because everybody would have bought the quarter scale. But the thing is, it would have been cheaper back 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, a couple years ago. But
I guess you could say this though about the 1/4 line is that they give you like light up sabers.
Yeah.
Different portraits.
They're doing improvement, so that's why
they should have done that with the 1/6 though.
Anyone who owned the 1/5, they just rolled right over them. Period.
Yeah, and so, like I said, they sold thousands of the other.
Yeah, but the thing is, back then, like Sideshow has such a stranglehold on the Star Wars license, so they could do they literally could put out a dog shit statue and it would sell well because it's Star Wars. But the Star Wars, like in the zeitgeist right now, is such a bad cultural landmark right now because the movies have been absolutely horrible and the shows have been absolutely horrible. So like the demand for Star Wars stuff right now it's not as big as it used to be. And that's why they're giving a little bit more now with the 1/4 and all that stuff. And now they gave PCS like a little bit of leeway to do some Star Wars stuff here and there. So you can tell Sideshow is definitely feeling the heat to it's not as good as it used to be. Like it's not as easy to be a Star Wars company,
Yeah, they've had a thing. I mean,
they got to be a lot more creative than they used to be. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it should have went a different route. Like Stanley's saying, they should have never made the 1/5. It's a weird size. I don't like when some groups do the 1/3 0.5. It's just a weird size. There's no need for something like that. Just stick with the 1/4 and 1/3. But I wanted to bring something up. We talked about it last week, and I find it hilarious because the commissioners watch the show, and that Venom. Remember we talked about that Venom in that portrait, and I said it looked like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
So you updated the portrait. Now I just want to do the screen share so you guys can see it. It doesn't look like Michael Keaton anymore, but it was just so funny that we talked about it and joked about it.
Once you said that though, Mike, I try to get my mind not to say it looked like Michael Keaton, and literally I was like, I can't. It looks like Michael fucking Keaton.
Yeah. So there's the updated version of it. I just wanted to share it because I thought it was hilarious.
That's Tom Hardy.
There's Tom Hardy right there. Way better. What I should have done is a side to side of what it was and what it is now.
Yeah, you should.
They're doing a great job. I just found it hilarious that they're like, you know what? After I watched it, it does look like him, and I was like, I didn't see it at first, but you guys kept saying it, and now I see it, and I felt that it was.
Will, I'm not trying to give myself any more credit than I need to because I'm always right. But every Superman custom piece I've seen lately has been a smiling portrait in like one of the portraits. So I think I'm the reason why that's happening in the Superman zeitgeist right now in statue form. So thank everybody. Just thank me for that. We don't get Zack Snyder's Superman pissed off at the world who thinks he's Batman. So thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not thank you. You're welcome. My bad.
I definitely will say Marcus definitely this week banged his head and got a concussion.
What the hell? I'm always right. I'm always right.
So I just want to bring that up. I thought it was funny because we talked about it last week. Now, for the naysayers out there, I know Godlike talked about that Dutch.
Let's see it.
There, it is happening. I did get a blocking render of Dutch's portrait. There's still a lot of work behind it, but they're like, this is what we're going at. This is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and post just what it's looking like now, but this isn't final. Obviously, this is it's fresh, and it's going to be a very long time from what I'm told, but they are starting a project. So there's Mr. Arnold himself there.
Is that Dwayne Rock Johnson, or what's this?
It's the blocking. Yeah, it's a block. No, it's not no Dwayne. You can tell it's not Dwayne. It's a better looking version of Arnold because he's bald like I am. So it just keeps it more attractive. And it's
I
true.
thought they were doing freeze for a second.
That's Freeze. There we go.
Well, I mean, there might be some demand, and Mr. Freeze Taco King scale came out.
1/3 freeze. So from what I'm told,
the white eyes are on too. The white eyes.
Yeah, this is very, very fresh, everybody. So, because of the stream yesterday and today, they're like, "Hey, you can show this. This is what we're working on. You can see the skin pores. They're doing
It's there. The sculpt is there for sure.
Yeah, Arnold. Look at the nose, the lips.
Let's be real. Everybody, chill. Like in the movie.
I'm not quite sure the direction yet. They're just doing it. This is pretty much A-post stuff. They're doing it. I would like to see, me personally, I like to see Arnold on the ground screaming, "Get into the chopper!" and just like that portrait, him laying there. That'd be the best. And put it next to the Prime One Jungle Hunter, well, with him on the floor. But it is happening. From obviously what they sent me, it is happening. But this is all you get. So for those naysayers on Godlike yesterday, Jimmy's not lying. This has been spreading a little bit here and there.
And
so,
Will, silicone or sculpted? I think I know your answer.
I don't know. I think I would push both if they want to do both. I don't necessarily agree that you need silicone.
You don't.
Because if you're going to put it with Jungle Hunter, that's all resin. So just do a Dutch all resin. Whether he's holding a torch screaming with the mud or he's holding a big gun, either or, it doesn't matter. I think
Predator Dutch, like give me that look. I know people want the mud Dutch for some reason, but that's 10 minutes of the movie, honestly. So I don't know why people want that bad. But,
but what would be cool would be like extra if they did the mud thing.
Yeah.
If they had a little tiny speaker somewhere and you could push it and he screams.
Yeah.
That would be badass.
I'm retarded, but I became a governor somehow. That's your state, Will. He became a governor of your state, man.
Yeah, he did a great job.
I don't know about all that, but he did something.
He was there, man. He did something. So I mean, Dutch might be coming in a year, might be coming 2 years. I don't know. I don't know how fast they're doing any of this stuff. They're just like,
really to hear Pred is okay, sculpted because it's a creature. I get what you're saying, Sai, 100%. But I've seen stuff that I always say this for me that Prime One Dune 2 piece of Paul Atreides is the best thing I've ever seen in a human of a movie character, 100%, sculpted, non-sculpted. So it just depends on how good it is, because there's J&D pieces I think look horrible, and there's J&D pieces that look amazing. Same with Queen and.
Well, I would say you could probably now it's a little bit more recent. I'm saying comparing, but you can at least from the prototype versus the final, that black suit Superman for Cavill for I think the Prime one.
The new one
looks better. Yeah, it looks better than the J&D Cavill that came out. I mean, not that long ago, less than a year ago or so, maybe a year ago. So I mean,
But
it can happen.
yeah, but like Cypher, like where you say, yeah, it's sculpted hair, but I've seen rooted hair look horrible, like on a lot of pieces. Like honestly, that
Hot Toys has had issues with that.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it has.
The piece that's coming to my mind is every Bale bust, 100%. Like the Infinity, the Queen, the hair looks absolutely atrocious. Like it makes the piece look because they're expensive pieces. They're both like 4,000 plus, and the hair looks always bad. So I don't know. For me, it just depends on what the piece is. For me, sculpted hair.
I think, but in terms of this this Dutch, if they can nail the portrait,
Yeah.
damn near 100%, you won't go wrong with resin or silicone. I just think silicone is it'll be too much, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be expensive as hell, just like G&D, right? Yeah, maybe it'll be a 1/3 Dutch, and it'll be way better than G&D could ever do. And I guess if you want it 1/3, but I don't really need. Aiden said need rooted hair if somebody wants to donate. Well, I can't donate any rooted hair, so only Marcos can donate.
Hey, I got a good little set of hair on me. I'll give that.
And he's local, so that's good news. I'm excited. The only problem is if they nail this, I'm gonna get sucked into picking it up, and then I'm gonna have to pick up Jungle Hunter. But that's where I stop. I will not pick up any more Predators. Those two, and that's it. I will not go.
I want to say this: so like the 1/2 scale Conan that PCS did was horrible. It was all sculpted.
There were some things in the facial features that needed change, and I brought it up. I think I was on stream with Jimmy and you guys when we talked about that piece. But enable will, yeah, and there were some things that needed to be changed on it, and I think Mr. Kiefer didn't like how the tattoos were. They were like lifted.
Yes, they're. It looked like the tattoos was the war paint at least was like sculpted in the body.
Yeah. So
that is true.
Yeah, that was a terrible thing because there's no way that would happen on their skin. So maybe a little nitpicky. Who knows? But then I feel like when you start getting at the half scales, they start looking more like dolls than anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just weird how the half scales are. I never collected a half scale, but
whoever's doing this, can you guys make a kindergarten cop, Arnie? That's my Arnie. That's like his best movie of all time.
Your Arnie's the one where he's pregnant. What was that movie where he was pregnant?
Twins.
Twins? He wasn't pregnant.
No, that wasn't Twins. What was that?
That's him and Danny DeVito going crazy.
Yeah.
It was yeah. I can't remember that where Twins.
Give me a kindergarten cop, bro. Like 100%, I'm all in.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. I just watched it like last week. It's like girls have vaginas, or men have penises, and girls have vaginas. Like the little kid saying that. Like what the heck? I don't know.
I want to bring up one last thing. I mean, there was a lot of stuff to bring up, but we always have a good time. We have a blast here, and I did 2 statues today, so it kind of ate up a lot of the time, which is great. It's fine. We're here to have a blast anyways. And Aiden says no commando. Dutch the same person.
Maybe we'll get like a 6-scale figure line just like we had from Clint Eastwood. We'll get like
that'd be cool.
John Matrix. We'll get Conan. We'll get whatever his detective name was in
Total Recall.
Cop. Total Recall, and then
only if they do the girl with the 3 boobs. I need that scene.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the topper at the end could be Jingle All the Way Out, Turbo Man.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I'll take that 100%.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up one more thing. I know I talked about it last week. New custom anime group coming into the mix. They have sent me some renders because I keep bugging them, and I love anime, and I've got a couple on pre-order. They're starting off with a solo leveling. Elsley, what's her name?
Elsie.
I can never pronounce her name, but here's full renders. They said they were going to fix the portrait, so I'm just going to come over here and show you guys Isol. Her name is Isol, right there. So that's the scene. I think it was chapter 183, 185.
Has not been shown in the manga yet. I was saying anime.
Yeah. So this is in the manhwa. She throws her. What's it called, Marcos?
They say, and I believe it's manhwa, like manhwa.
And yeah, man, whatever. Tomato,
Yeah.
tomato.
Comics.
I think this piece looks freaking fantastic. They're doing like a whole waifu series, and she's one of them. I like how the flames are kind of going around her spear there. And in the manhwa, she throws it while he's fighting the Demon King. So
She throws it back, baby.
yeah, it distracts him enough for them to fight. But just wanted to bring this up. This piece will be going up for PO, from what I'm told. I'm pretty sure I'll pick up this piece. I want to start picking up all the waifu pieces, at least in the anime 1/6 quarter scale. I don't know if this is more of a 1/6 piece. I know a lot of anime people love their 1/6. Not sure what you think, Marcos, because you're an anime guy. I like the chain here on this brick.
I actually just don't know much about this. I've watched the anime to like where it stopped at in season 2. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think it's pretty good. But if this is a big character, it looks good so far. At least the concept, it looks kind of has that same like base as like the Prime One Sauron. You know,
100%. First thing I thought of when I saw that.
100%. It kind of looks like it too with the pose and all that stuff. For me, like I said, I'm a big anime person. I have not read the manhwa or the comic of this, so I really just don't know this character because she, you know, you said 180 is the chapter she's in. So if I was this anime group, I wouldn't start with her because usually anime and then it goes to people reading, if that makes sense. It doesn't go reading then anime. It usually goes people watch it and then they start reading stuff. So
right.
her because
I mean that's subjective too, Marcos, because like anime groups are really massive, and most of the collectors there are probably caught up on the manga or the manhwa. I know I'm caught up, 202 pages, or volumes, whatever. So I'm caught up. I know, right? Yeah. If you're talking about westerns, like in the western side, people just watch the anime.
No, but I get what you're saying. But put it like this: so one of the greatest mangas of all time is Vagabond. There's not many statues of it, and it's literally one of the greatest mangas of all time. So that just shows the power of like anime versus like there's a million Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer's mangas are right at best, and the anime is amazing. So that just shows the power versus manga versus anime or anime versus manga. So that's what I would say. I want to start with this character and you can start with this IP. I just would have started with someone different. Obviously, Jin Woo. Obviously, like that's like the main character.
Yeah, so they already got Jin Woo and Kilso, which is his dragon. I believe they don't have the renders done with that. They said they would send it to me just so I could take a look and share it, and I'll share it. So Jin Woo is I think he'll be maybe 1/10 scale because Kelso is supposed to be 1/6 or quarter. So he's a dragon, so he's gonna be pretty massive. Yeah. They got a whole lineup, but I chat with them a little bit and stuff. I don't get all the details, but I chat with them a little bit. I think this piece looks great. Once people, like you said, once people start seeing the anime, and they're gonna really love it.
Never mind. It would have made 0 sense, but I would have started probably with Jujutsu Kaisen and everything. It's probably the biggest anime next to Demon Slayer now.
Well, actually, I think the last thing I saw, I think it was on Crunchyroll, or the most voted was Dan to Dan Solo Leveling.
Yeah, but that's a first season right now. I would say I need to watch it too. I heard it's amazing. I just haven't watched it.
It's hilarious as hell, dude. It's so good. You guys watch. So Cypher, watch Solo Leveling. It's actually pretty epic for.
I don't hate it. It's quality. It just. For me, it's not something not for me. If that makes sense. That's all it is. It's a good quality.
Right. It's still kind of that Isekai kind of style.
My biggest thing is like Bleach. The main character is just too strong from the start, basically.
You know what I would tell you watch if you haven't? Go watch that Isekai anime that features like the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers getting transported to another world. It's like kind of.
You got me lost. You're gonna have to share that one for the group next time. You got me lost.
Yeah.
I will say this though. We all know what everybody needs to watch, and it's One Piece. So please watch One Piece.
Stop. It's at 1,100 episodes. Ain't nobody can catch up with that, okay? But they did say
we'll probably got another 4 or 5 years it's going. There's
Yeah.
going to still be like another 200 episodes.
This probably, I'm not joking, maybe 6 or 7 more years of this. So
I have too much. I do too much. I work too much. I don't have time to watch 1100 episodes. But they're going to continue. They're going to continue the arc. I think what was it next month? Like they said, they're going to continue the arc.
It's supposed to come back
started
kind of like
last week. Last week was the first episode in 6
Oh,
months.
was it? Okay, yeah. I don't follow it. I know it pops up and stuff. There are more important animes for me to keep up with than that, like Freeman.
wow.
Yeah. So
he's like no cottage industry anime for me with all 5,000 products that come out for it.
No disrespect to anybody watching that loves One Piece and stuff, but if you haven't watched One Piece, don't bother. Just don't waste your time.
But back to my point though.
There's only like 500 awesome statues you could get for it.
Yeah, that's it.
1,000 bidding. But well, all my point is that company, whoever it is, I think they should have started with maybe a more mainstream character in that anime or a manga, or a different manga and anime.
From what I'm told, they're gonna release a good amount. This is just the first render that they had, and they wanted me to show it, so I'm showing it because I'm an anime fan and I like it. But there's a lot going behind this group, so we'll see. We'll see what else they'll send me to share. If they do send me anything to share, it would be great. But I just wanted to share that. I think it's great. I think the concept, everything looks good. I'm not sure, John, you watching anime at all? Have you checked out Solo Leveling?
I haven't touched any more anime since I've last been on, so I got to get on there. Last One Piece I saw was the Netflix series, a few episodes. It was good. I could get into it, but
What, Jujutsu Kaisen?
no, One Piece.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's the live action he's talking about, right?
Live action one.
Live action. Yeah, that's pretty good. Live action was pretty good. Surprisingly, it was one of the better live actions that they've come out with.
It's the best so far, and it's not. That's like best of shit. If that makes sense, Like
Then I got into Berserk and the Golden Arc. Golden Arc. So I really enjoyed that. Golden Age. Yeah. So
Golden Age. They didn't do justice to my favorite anime, Yu Yu Hakusho. The live action just didn't.
Oh my god!
So bad! So bad, dude.
Let's take just even if you include the anime, 62 episodes of the anime, and crush it into 5 episodes.
Alita was good. I liked Alita.
Alita was good.
Stop! Please don't say that.
Yeah, and then I was excited for Bleach, and that turned out to be not so good. Oh my god! When Attack on Titan came out, the live action movies, I was like, "What the hell am I watching here with Attack on Titan?"
Alan and them were literally telling me you have to watch it. I got halfway through, I'm like, I can't do this. It's tough to watch, man. It really is.
Well, if you want to see actually, because it's older now, but if you want to see like an actual really good live action, keeping at least the spirit of the original material alive in it, Great Teacher Onizuka had a really good.
I love Great GTO is so good.
The anime is good. Now, you have to be in for a certain type of show to watch because it's very much more of a.
He's kind of pervy with his female students.
But it's more like kind of a comedy show, but it's not like it has some slapstick moments, but it's not like Ranma one half or some more recent, or Urusei Yatsura with kind of absurd. He defies the laws of gravity sometimes and stuff. But,
so with you saying that, the funny thing is, it's a terrible anime, but it's so good that it's terrible. Is Ghost Stories English dubbed?
Oh my god, that is one of the most ridiculous things ever. Is because they just wrote whatever the hell they wanted to for the script, and
that's what I love the most about it.
And
have you seen it?
Terrible voice actors too, but they are actually so endearing in the roles because they just ignore half the plots of the actual episode. This is a very serialized, stupid 13 episode, 12 or 13 anime that's that never was meant to have seen. Is like one thing to help sell the time. But it's glorious in its stupidity.
Yeah. If you guys want a good laugh, it's just like they gave all the voice actors the freedom to say whatever the hell they want in the dub version.
And it works. Genuinely funny.
Yeah, it works so good. It's terrible, man. It is
is literally Team 4-Star before Team 4-Star existed for doing like their Dragon Ball Z parody and dubbing.
Right.
stuff.
Right.
It's that kind of thing. But people got officially paid to actually do it, and it
Yeah.
got released.
It's so good. So for those out there that haven't watched Ghost Stories English dub,
Go watch
you
it.
regret it. You won't regret it. It's way better than One Piece, and it's a lot.
It literally has the greatest stupid summoning
Yeah.
special ever. You know, where basically the main guy just holds funny things in his hand, and this is actually correct for the show, where he just calls ghost spirits by holding little knickknacks in his fingers and goes welcome. And he summons them. Well, he says some mumbo jumbo beforehand. He says welcome, and then summons them, and it's like,
it's
like, is that really what it is?
It's such a good anime. But yeah, Marcos, if you haven't seen that one, you should check it out. But Dan Dan's really good too.
I gotta watch Dan Dan for sure, dude. I heard it's really good. So.
Yeah, Dan Dan's super good. But I want to just thank everybody. We're already over the 2 hour mark. I want to thank Cypher Knight for joining in on us. Aiden, Stanley. Let's see. I know Jimmy was in the house. Alan Kiefer was in the house. Battle Cat, man, always a pleasure to have him on here. Wonga Run 2 is in the house. I can never pronounce it quite right. Mike Edmondson is in the house. Thank you. Thank you for checking it out. Anybody else that watched the stream, I really appreciate you jumping on and just checking out our show. We're here to just have a good time and enjoy ourselves.
Also, Everyday Collector too, as well. You know, great channel. You know, they do great stuff.
For sure. So yeah, just if you haven't, and John here, thank you for joining us from the Everyday Collector. Please like and subscribe to Everyday Collector, Godlike Studios. We're all a big family here in the collectors group. So if there's a channel that you guys enjoy,
I gotta go on John's channel more because he's a Zack Snyder hitter too. So I gotta do it, man.
We all have to unite.
Means you guys could just have a love fest for like 2 hours. Love fest bashing on Zack Snyder.
Dennis Perez, thanks for joining, Dennis Perez. I really do appreciate Vibranium. Jim, thank you for joining. All these guys here. Sliffer's in the house too. He was checking us out.
Awesome.
Just keep going. And Juan Ortega, man. Juan Ortega is always on time. I'm always late, but he's always there on time. So thank you.
You guys are on time? My damn, that hurt actually, Will. That really hurt. Aiden said that.
Mr. Kennedy and Ledge was in the house. They were on time. I get a lot of people that aren't on time, especially myself. So I do appreciate it.
We were still 10 minutes late, dude. Like, we're still 10 minutes late.
Still, yeah.
Man,
damn it.
You know, just from you pointing this out with Marcos doing that thing, is I'm just seeing him do it right now. I'm picturing in my head. Him and the other gentleman just doing a 2 hour show, like looking at old, like, Snyderverse era statues going like, dude, look at this. This piece looks awesome. Unfortunately, it was created from the mind of Zack Snyder, so it's shit.
Yeah, mass murdering.
You know, it's shit. Like that bat tank thing.
Not trying to go off topic, but wait, have you not seen a discourse over the new Superman commercials, like trailers and all that? Like
he's
Superman's right. Superman's happy. Superman can get hurt. I'm like, yes, that's Superman. He's not a fucking
Where he's
god.
getting stomped on by Crypto, and it looks.
He's not Dr. Manhattan. People, calm down. You know, like goddamn.
Well, good. He doesn't run around showing off his junk. So that's
exactly. That's another thing
too.
For sure. But everybody, 2 hour mark. Over 2 hour mark. That's because I was late, so I'm sorry. But thank you for everybody that was here. Marcos, thank you again for joining us. Legend Lane, always a pleasure to have you. And John the Everyday Collector, thank you again for being here. I know sometimes I do last minute. I think I was a little ahead of the game this time when I asked people to join. And also for everybody that's going to watch that was here, and if you haven't, please do subscribe. 500 subscriber giveaway. It's going to be a 110 statue from Iron Studios. And I have that piece. It's ready to go. And also a $25 gift card that same day from Mr. Legend Lane. So appreciate the donation from Legend Lane. And that is it for the show. We will see you next week, Saturday, for another Shugo live unboxings. I'm running out of statues to unbox. I think I only got like 2 more left. So hopefully we can come up with some better shenanigans when I run out of statues, or I just got to get more statues. But we'll see you next time at ASVCollectibles. Thank you very much. Peace.
Thank you so much.
Make sure to make 5 choices. And
don't watch One Piece.